Alright, we're back again for another episode of Love at First Sight. Alright, we just got done with basically the first whole entire act, which basically covered the first day. So, we were basically on the next day. He met the one-eyed Cyclops girl, and their meeting was kind of uncomfortable, you could say. Not really the best first introduction and everything, but let's see if he meets her again. I mean, he does want to meet her again, and let's see what kind of relationship might build between these two. Alright. I try to clear my head as I'm walking to school, but I can't stop thinking about that girl. Should I leave class during the break to go look for her? It's going to be difficult to leave without a good excuse, though. Maybe, when school's over, I'll go to where I met her yesterday and say I just happened by. But there's no guarantee she's going to be in the same place today. Hopefully she's not crying again. I mean, if she's crying again, then the question would be, do you always come up here and cry after school? It would be, if she does that, there must be some reasons. She definitely has some issues then, maybe she needs someone to talk to. People are scared of her because of her one eye and she has no friends. That would suck. Everyone needs a friend, or at least someone to talk to. That they can get stuff off their chest, you know? Can't keep it always all bottled up inside. Besides, I didn't exactly handle this situation gracefully. Leaving her like I was trying to run away? Definitely not the first impression to make. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, he did not make a very good first impression with her. No, it's really not. It's like he just froze basically, and he did not know what the hell to do. I mean, even if I saw a Cyclops girl, I don't know how I would approach it. You know, I don't think I would run away. I don't think that I'm that type of person. I'd probably ask more questions, but really I can't say, because I haven't really been in too many situations where I feel that uncomfortable talking to someone that I feel like I gotta walk away. Usually it's boredom, like I'm not interested in this conversation or something like that, and I'm like, I want out of here type of thing. It's usually not oh, this person, I don't know what to say to them. I'm not the most social person either, so who knows. Alright, I'll have to think of some excuse for going. Why did I even go to investigate her crying in the first place? I'm not even sure I know myself. You were curious, man. I mean, if I heard someone crying and a whole bunch, I'd probably be curious as well. I mean, you kind of want to know if someone's hurt over here or something. I mean, it's crying. They might be hurt, for all you know. Maybe they need help. Or maybe something's happening to them at the moment. Things like that do happen, and they might not be screaming for help because they don't think anyone's around, or they're too afraid of maybe someone's attacking them. So all that's coming out of their mouths are crying, tears. That girl. I don't even know her name. What should I call her? Well, you're the only one who knows, so I don't think it really... You know in your head who it is. Well, that name, of course. So you don't really need to call her anything other than the girl you met over there. You don't need to give her a label or a name. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I even think of what to call her, I have to actually find her first. And when you find her, you can actually ask her name. You don't need to come up with a name. I'll ask her name, introduce myself, and it'll probably be good enough. She'll probably think I'm some kind of freak, but I guess that's fine. There, he kind of finally came to the conclusion. I'll just ask her name. Maybe if I just talk to her, it'll lighten some of the tension between us. I look up to find I've arrived at school. Looks like I was on autopilot again. Dude, autopilot no good. You gotta know what the hell's going around you. I mean, you can think, at the same time as looking around. I do it while driving. I don't sit there and go autopilot drive. Now I talk to myself in the car, think about this other stuff. And I know what the hell's going on around me. I just don't go like, oh, I'm all of a sudden here. Oh my shit. Hopefully I didn't run over someone. I don't think of that shit. I know what the hell's going on around me. Multitasking, dude. Multitasking. I get inside, change my shoes, and head to the second floor where my classroom is. As I walk up the stairs, I see something strange moving out of the corner of my eye. Oh, it's the one-eyed girl! It's the one-eyed girl! She's stalking you! Peeking around the corner of the connecting hallway is a head of brown hair. It's a girl I've been seeing in my mind all morning. I seem to be the only one who notices her head popping around the corner. She must think that pose will keep her totally hidden, as if she's in a manga or something, but she really stands out, at least to me. She's moving her eye around frantically, and sure enough, she picks me out from within the sparse crowd. I'm so surprised to see her. All I can think is, why is a first-year student on the second floor? Before she hurries up to me. Oh, she's going up to you? Holy shit. Maybe she has something to say to you. Here. Well, it must be the thing you gave her to wipe off her tears. Yes, the handkerchief. That's the word I was thinking of. Didn't come to mind what the hell it was. I'm like, She had me some familiar handkerchief. That's right. I had totally forgotten that I lent it to her yesterday. I take the handkerchief, which she is folded neatly in a perfect square. I think she even washed it. Well, that's nice of her. You know, I've seen this situation before. Sometimes it's the other way around, where the girl gives a handkerchief to a guy or something. For whatever reason. Or, kinda, I guess it could go both ways. I might have seen it both ways in anime and stuff like that. And, like, they try to give it back. Yesterday. Thank you. As soon as she says this in her tiny voice, she runs down the stairs and vanishes around the corner. Hold on, wait! I can't stop myself from calling out, but the morning bell rings, drowning out my voice for me. Oh well, I head to my own classroom. The lunch bell rings. I stash my book in my desk and bolt out of the classroom. I didn't even get to thank the girl for washing my handkerchief. I gotta look for her to say what I wanted to earlier. I have a good excuse to talk to her now. I can't let this chance slip away. I arrive at the end of the hallway, but instead of going down to the first year classrooms, I head up the stairs. I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance she's going to be up where I met her yesterday. Well, even if she's not, I can just look elsewhere. I get to the third floor and keep going up, all the way to the stairs that lead to the roof. Hey. Oh, she seems a little surprised. Just like yesterday. She's sitting on the same step at the top of the stairs. I see her shoulders jolt when she hears my voice and she looks up at me. Her mouth is opening and closing rapidly. She clearly wants to say something, but can't find the words. She's in the same position I was in yesterday, it seems. Thanks for washing my handkerchief. I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion in her soft voice. The fact that she's looking everywhere but at my face tells me she's not sure what to do. I'm obviously making her uncomfortable, but I'm not going to run away like I did yesterday. So, this is where you eat your lunch, huh? Do you mind if I join you? I say this as gently as possible as I notice the lunchbox she's got perched on her knees. It's a good place to put it, I guess. Yeah, if you're going somewhere during lunchtime, you probably want to bring your lunch as well. While we're talking, I take on my own lunch. Now that I think about it, I don't know if she has any other friends to eat lunch with. Huh? No. Her answer comes too quickly. And I wonder if she really means it. Her eye starts darting wildly around the corridor to her effort to avoid making eye contact, and she begins to look even more nervous. She seems socially awkward. Not very good socially. Maybe a shy girl as well. Thanks. I'll just sit down on these steps. She didn't tell me to go away, at least. I take a seat next to her and unpack my lunch. This seems to startle her, and she leads away from me as if she's trying to escape. I sat next to her, but it's not like I'm that close to her. I'm a little offended. I don't think it's a reason to be offended. I mean, you can clearly tell when you got there that she's a little nervous and stuff. So if she moves away from you, I don't think there's anything to be offended by, man. She's just nervous. She must not... My conclusion is she's just socially awkward. She doesn't... She's not very social. And she probably doesn't talk to very many people or has very many friends, she seems like it. I mean, just look at her. She's a Cyclops. There's probably people who make fun of her. I mean, you think about it. They're in freaking school. Kids are jerks. While I'm unpacking my lunch, I'll look her over as casually as I can manage. Up until now, I was fixated on her eye, but the rest of her appearance is pretty striking as well. The tattered clothes and bandages? Is that what you're talking about? That's what I've been wondering. What? It looks like she has freaking blood on her shoulder. What the hell? Her head is covered in bandages. Her hair is messy and unkempt. Her uniform looks like it's been ripped apart and only partially stitched back together. I catch glimpses of her skin on her shoulders and stomach, and it looks far from normal. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what the hell's up with her. I mean, she's all bandaged up. She got like tattered clothes, and looks like she's been beaten up or something, or she's abused or something like that. I mean, I'm surprised that no one's would have ever said anything to her, and she just continues to walk around like that. Personally, I would be, if I saw someone like that coming to school all the time, I'd be a freaking like going to someone, be like, I think something's wrong with her. I'd like, maybe at home or something. Maybe you should, I don't know, like, something needs to get involved here. Maybe the counselor needs to talk to her or something. And I don't know if Japanese schools have counselors or anything like that. But it'd be like, maybe they need to sit down and like see if there's something wrong. And if there is, maybe get law enforcement involved. Especially if she's getting beat up or shit like that. I noticed that she has bruises, or maybe birthmarks. I'm not sure which, all over her legs, her neck, and anywhere else I can see. The skin on her dainty limbs look white as a ghost's. She doesn't look healthy by any standard. Yeah, she looks like she has some bags over under her eyes maybe as well. That could just be some shadowing. Is that? Suddenly our eyes meet. I guess I was staring too obviously. We quickly break eye contact, but she keeps shooting me sidelong glances like she's worried I'll attack her or something. I'm clutching my chopsticks, but my lunch remains untouched. The long silence is getting uncomfortable. I try to strike up some conversation. Come to think of it, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Fukunage Mamoru. What's your name? It's Usuhi Sachi. Sachi, huh? Nice to finally meet you. That sounds like a nice name. Sachi. I wonder what it means. I'll probably look it up. There's probably multiple meanings to it. Probably depending on how it's spelled. What kind of characters are used for it. Nice to meet you. It looks like she's not too talkative, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I have to keep the conversation going somehow. Do you always eat lunch up here? Does anyone else ever come up with you or anything? Yes, I always eat here. No one else comes with me. Maybe that was too forward, but the fact that no one else comes up with her isn't too surprising. She's probably always alone. She shifts her attention onto me, watching me cautiously. Is she that afraid of me touching her? Well, haven't you had a look at her? Maybe she is afraid of physical contact. I mean, if she's bullied or beaten all the time, it only makes sense that someone would be afraid of contact. Because they're going to be unsure of what you might do. And they're probably used to if someone touches them, it's pain. It's probably a subconscious reaction. She's probably not doing this consciously. It's like, you coming toward me, type of thing. I see. So, what do you do during lunch break then? Read, finish homework, a few other things. Oh, really? What kind of book are you reading? I haven't really read any novels lately. Sorry. Sachi cries out abruptly. Her voice raises like she's about to lose her mind. My lunch. I mean, I'm done, so, excuse me. No sooner does she say this than she scoops up her almost untouched lunchbox and runs down the stairs. So she didn't eat? She just came with excuse, like, I'm done? I can't really chase after her with my lunchbox sitting open on my legs, so she leaves me behind. I've just been run out on, and silence falls over the stairwell. Oh, shit, man. I pressed it too early. I didn't get to read the rest. Sachi only ever replied to my questions with a few words at a time. But she kept looking over at me with her worried eye. Did it really make her that uneasy? Is it that hard for her to open up to me? I mean, this is your first conversation, man. And it wasn't that long. I think it'd take a little bit more. Maybe if you keep going there. I mean, you don't really have to say anything. I mean, you could just go there, ask if it's okay if you sit down here with her. She says it's alright or doesn't reply, you just sit down. Maybe she'll start talking to you after a little while. Just keep coming back. I mean, you don't have to pester her by trying to strike up a conversation. Every now and then maybe. You just go there. Maybe she'll get used to seeing you and finally start opening up some. And be curious on why you keep coming here. Probably one of her first questions be like, why do you keep coming here? Some other conversation like that. This girl seems to lead a very troubled life, and I might not ever be able to get close to her. Yeah, it does seem that way. No, just because I had one unsuccessful experiment doesn't mean I should give up. Before, I thought that I've been satisfied if I just spoke to her once, but now I have an overwhelming desire to get to know her. Curiosity. I think he's curious. He's interested. Not in a romantic way yet, or any of that stuff, because he doesn't really know her. He's just curious. I have to become friends with her now, no matter what. I can't give up. I have to keep trying. Yeah, well, being enthusiastic about it is one thing, but there's nothing I can do right now. I might as well eat my food. Well, I think of a way to meet her again. I finish off what's left of my lunch. But it's so quiet here now. I thought that no matter where in the school you were during lunchtime, you'd be able to hear students' lively voices. But they barely reach this lonely place. It's like I'm in another world. The voices of the students talking down below are so quiet that the sound of my chopsticks clicking against my lunchbox is like a hammer on stone. Even the sound of my shirt rustling as I move is like the howling of the wind in comparison. How can't you eat like this every day? As I close my emptied lunchbox, I make up my mind. I absolutely have to become friends with her. Returning to my classroom, I catch Tomo and Akeme. Just as they're finishing their lunches. Hey, where'd you go? The two of us ate our lunches together all alone. Come to think of it, I never said anything to them as I left. Oh, my bad. I finished my lunch too. Where'd you run off to? Hey, have you guys seen a first-year girl with a really unusual appearance? What do you mean by that? A first-year girl. The one with the ocular issue? Yeah, that sounds like her. What? What? What are you talking about? Something I don't know about? Oh, this probably isn't something you'd want to hear. It's not really a happy story. Wow, rude. You shouldn't keep things from your friends. That's not what I meant. But... anyway, why do you want to know about her? No reason. I just heard about her and got curious, that's all. Do you know her? Personally? No. I've seen her around, but I've never talked to her. As for what I've heard about her, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It might all just be baseless rumors. That's fine. Just tell me what you know. Are you sure you really want to know? Tomo looks side to side like he wants to make sure no one else is listening. Even though the three of us are alone in here. Yeah. Alright. He promptly turns away from me and stares at the floor. He looks as though he's staring into another dimension. Fine, but take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Yeah, he did say it was rumors after all. A first-year student in Class 2, female, name Usui, or something, I only remember her family name, but she only has one eye. Okay, sounds about might be her. And... wait, one eye? You mean she lost one in an accident? She didn't lose one, she only ever had one, right in the center of her face. One big eye. What? You mean she was born that way? I don't know the details, but it seems that she was. I've only ever seen her from afar, but I really don't think that's an injury. There's really a person like that in one of the first-year classes? I've never seen her, or even heard about her. Not once. Well, we are in a different year from her, but regardless, I guess she's trying hard to stay hidden, both from the other students and from herself. What do you mean? She's trying to stay hidden from herself? I told you it wasn't a happy story. Tomo takes a quick glance at Akeme. He seems worried to have said so much about Sachi around her, though it's not like I forced him to tell me. Yesterday he avoided the subject of the school celebrities. Was that because he didn't want to talk about Sachi? That's all I've heard. But she does have a startling appearance. She's definitely not normal. Maybe she's creepy, maybe not. But you have to admit that, at the very least, she's unusual. I'll agree with that. She is fascinating to some and scary to others. I'm sure there are plenty more who find her disturbing. From what I hear, she is always covered in wounds. It's hard to believe they're all accidental, consider how many she has. That's what I was thinking. It's like, I don't think this is an accident or anything. So, in that case, could they be from someone beating her up? But I was wondering. I want to know the answer, to tell you the truth. If someone at her home is hurting her, I couldn't tell you. But there is a real possibility that she's being bullied at school. Damn, that's more than just bullied. I mean, she's freaking getting, it looks like, pretty badly beat up. So it's more than just like, that's like getting your ass kicked all the time. I hear that women can be pretty aggressive in fights. Maybe it's other women. Could that be it? Before I wasn't sure what caused all her injuries, but thinking back, what Tomo's saying makes sense. Doesn't anyone try to protect her? Well, they don't know, no one said that she's been bullied yet, but it's just what they've come to the conclusion, so can't really say yes to that question. I told you, all I know is rumors, not details. But there's another student who's also a little famous, and I think she's the one responsible for bullying the girl. Uh-oh. Who's this other student? It's not Rui-chan, is it? This catches me off guard. Kimi, normally so loud, speaks in a hushed tone. Now that I think about it, she's been abnormally quiet the whole time. Tomo's been telling us about Sachi. I always figured Akemi would be the first to denounce bullying whenever she sees it. But do you know her? I wouldn't say we know her, per se. We just ran into her several times during middle school. Doesn't that mean they know her? Akemi seems to be stirring into space now, thinking. Anyway, whether or not we know her doesn't really matter. But yes, the alleged assailant is this girl, Sadokawa Rui. I've heard that she's from a well-off household and was pampered growing up. As a result, she's very self-centered. That's the impression I got when I first met her, but there's probably more to it than that. If it is a girl fight, as I said, I've heard that girls can be quite aggressive fighting other girls. They can get quite mean. She's really popular among other students as well. That also contributes to her behavior, or at least I think so. I see. Thanks for telling me. I can find out the truth of this on my own later on, but I think I'm starting to understand more of the situation now. So, what do you think of this one-eyed girl? As Tomo said, the fact is that Sachi is very unusual. Then I'm curious to know what he thinks about her. Depending on his response, I may have to change my plans. I just told you what I think, so tell me. What were you doing during lunch? Why are you so concerned about this? I didn't plan on hiding it, but I guess I couldn't have. Anyway, Tomo seems to understand what I was getting at. I can't fool you. You made it too obvious. As I said before, I only have trivial information. You shouldn't judge a book by her cover, so to speak. I haven't concerned myself with her until now because I didn't have any reason to. That said, if you want to help her out, you've got my support. Well, that's a nice friend. I mean, you weren't personally curious, but, you know, you're willing to support your friend in this endeavor if he wants to help her out or if there's something going on. That's a nice friend. You're willing to stick with him with it. I see. Well, thanks. I didn't think there'd be any problems, but still, I'm glad Tomo's so eager to help. I keep my face expressionless, but I breathe an internal sigh of relief. Wait. Did you actually meet this girl, Makun? Akemi quickly returns to her previous demeanor. Yeah, I did. No fair! I want to make friends with this girl, too, Makun. Introduce me! Wow, my question is, why was she so quiet? Why was she sitting there thinking and quiet for? Is she hiding something? Or is she afraid of this girl who bullied as well, or something? Maybe she's been bullied. Maybe Akemi's been bullied as well by her. Maybe she's the school female bully, type of thing. She thinks she's better than everyone and puts everyone down and talk bad and everything about anyone and everyone. Yep. Akemi's back to her old self. The way she was acting before was so unlike her. She seemed worried when Sotokawa and her bullying came up, but now it's like she wasn't even here for the part of the conversation. Well, that's what I mean. Maybe she's not telling you something. Maybe there's some history that she was thinking about that just wasn't sitting right with her or something. At least I don't have to worry about Akemi being nice to Sachi if they ever did meet. She's so damn friendly. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I'm not even really friends with her. Come on, what are you trying to say? I mean, it's just, she's not used to talking with people, and I think talking to someone like you would be really overwhelming for her. Oh, looks like she got a little mad there. What are you saying? What's that supposed to mean? You don't want me to meet her. That's definitely not fair. It's because your voice is capable of leveling buildings. Hey, come on. It's not like I'm going to be giving a speech to a huge audience. It's not exaggeration to say I'm a professional at having super relaxed conversation with guys, girls, kids, and even dogs, cats, and lizards. So you have conversations with dogs, cats, and lizards. I've talked to my cats before and the dogs, but I don't really have conversations per se. And I have a turtle, which is not really a lizard, but a reptile. It's definitely an exaggeration. You are intimidating with that loud voice of yours. And that meeting is going to end with that girl running away in tears. That's right. I know these two are good people, and as much as I want to introduce them to Sachi, I don't think suddenly coming up by with two more people is a good idea when she barely even knows me. Boo! What about Tomo then? I don't think that would work either. Don't you think she'd be just a little scared if two guys she doesn't really know walked up to her and started talking to her? She pouts at Tomo. He's right. I don't exactly have the friendliest face. It's safest if you just meet with her on your own for a little while. It's true. He's really tall, and he always has somewhat of a strange look in his eyes. I'd probably scare her enough all on my own, but if I brought Tomo along, she'd probably scream and run away. Sorry, you two. Fine, I get it. I'll give you a little while. But someday, you have to introduce me. Sure, I promise. Good luck. If you need help, just ask us. Thanks. If it comes to that, I'll gladly take your offer. Oh, is that another act done? Oh, looks like it. Another act is finished. Act 2, Have an Eye For, is, I think, done. Okay. Wait, or did that say Act 3? Or maybe it was just like intermission. Okay. I don't know, I thought I was on Act 2. Maybe I wasn't. Oh. Actually, I think this is a good place to end this one off at. Alright, so we finally met her again, and we actually got to talk with her. So, we're going to, and our friends know about it now, and we kind of know that maybe it's bullying, after all, the reason why, but she must not be well off, financially, if she, still wears that raggedy, beat up, ripped uniform of hers. And I'm surprised that wouldn't be against, school regulations or anything to be wearing a, basically, school uniform that's all, like, half tattered. Or something like that. Oh well, I guess we'll see about these relationship between these two, and see if we learn more about Sachi. I mean, well, we really don't know much about her, and maybe we'll figure out finally why she's all has bandages and seems all beat up. Yeah, I guess that's how it will be. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching this. If you have any comments or anything, feel free to leave it in the comment box, the comments below, and feel free to put a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you like or not like the video. And if you want to keep up to date on these videos and more, feel free to subscribe. And in the description box, I'll have a link to my other YouTube channel, as well as a link to the blog. I want to thank you guys for watching, and you all have a great day.